Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to week 6 and the final analysis, or final week before we are fully back on track. It is your boy, Tired Snorlax, and we are here playing against Jake and the Boston Bronzongs, who is coming off of a win. I believe they just beat Lucat out with that slurp off there, if I remember correctly. But yeah, we are facing them down in week 6. I believe at this point, he is. Let me check real quick. Yeah, so at this point he is 4-1. We are 2-3. Wait. Yeah. That works. 4-1 and 2-3. So he's 4-1. We're 2-3. So we are definitely, in terms of record, way below him. But that is futile, because today it is clear we are about to go to battle for ourselves and hopefully pull out a win. So looking at the matchup right away, Mega Mawile is super good across the board. I carry Sucker Punch for Latios, Drill, Chandelure, and then it can carry attacking moves for everything that it outspeeds. Rillaboom is also awful. Actually, it's super bad. Venusaur and Zapdos kind of wall the heck out of it. Latios also could be a problem for it, additionally, and then it gets, it could be messed up by Sneasel if terrain's gone, or even if it's low enough to be put into banded, like Ice Shard range. Manabuzz is okay. Slowking is okay as well. Zygarde is really good if we can get rid of a couple things, specifically that Mega Venusaur and the possible Vaporeon. On his side of the field, though, we have a pretty hard time with Latios. Latios is a problem, kind of no matter how you slice it, depending on the set, of course. I was predicting a substitute Calm Mind set of some sort, but you'll see what happens in the battle, because Sub Calm Mind is super good if he's afraid of +2 Mawile Sucker Punch. He could just sub on it. He subs on it, it really doesn't lose him anything, or it loses some HP eventually, but it becomes a mind game at that point. Slurp Up is also super good for him. It's only walled by Garbodor, and even then I'm pretty sure there's like a way around it if Garbodor isn't going to be sticking around for too long. Frogadier is good, but I didn't look at Frogadier too much when I was building, so that you'll see what happens actually. Incineroar is good for us. It helps with the Latios and Chandelure for sure. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Mawile good. Mawile's our win con pretty much. Oh, also Raichu. Raichu is super good as soon as Chansey is down. Psychic Spam is awesome after that. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at the matchup, or the team we brought. Okay, cool. So the first mod I locked in was Mega Mawile with Psychic Fang, Sucker Punch, Play Rough, Swords Dance. This set is really cool. It lets us outspeed quite a bit of everything below us. Psychic Fangs is for the Mega Venusaur. Sucker Punch is for the Latios and the Fire guy, the Chandelure. And Play Rough is after +2 will take out Chansey, and it'll just pretty much light up everything on his team. As long as we're above like 65-70% heat wave from Zapdos will not kill us, which is awesome. I just need to play around that. But yeah, pretty self-explanatory set. It's going to be a really helpful mon if it can break what we need it to break. Next is Specs Alolan Raichu with Psychic Knockoff, Surf, Volt Switch. This is, obviously, like I said, is really good after Chansey goes away. And since it does bait in Chansey, I get to Volt Switch from Chansey just to go back into Mawile and get my kill, because Mawile is super good, no matter how you look at it, this matchup. Zygarde is Thousand Arrows block, Dragon Dance rest. This helps me set up completely and totally on top of the Venusaur. Venusaur can't really touch me, or if he wants to run Volt Switch, Zapdos, like he can do that, I guess. But block Thousand Arrows, Dragon Dance rest lets me 1v1 and set up to +6 on the Venusaur, which is awesome. And obviously it sweeps after that, right? This Manabuzz helps take on Latios, and it also takes on Excadrill, or physically offensive Excadrill. His physical threats aren't super good, but it definitely does help with that. Foul Play U-Turn, Roost Defog, very basic set. I brought this set like a million times, I feel like. Never been creative with it once. Next we have Salt Vest, Incineroar with Burning Jealousy, U-Turn, Iron Head knockoff. This is partly one of our problems with this matchup is that stupid slurp buff. So if it wants to set up on Incineroar, I can go ahead and Burning Jealousy, get the burn, and make things easier for Garbodor if Garbodor is either chipped down or he's dead. Makes it easier for the rest of my team to try and, you know, pick things back up where they were. Spadef is for helping Mandibuzz deal with Latios, because Latios is, like I said, it's a massive problem. Speed outspeeds Vaporeon, so we can get U-turn off, and yeah, that's pretty much the set. Garbodor is just max physically defensive with Drain Punch, Gunk Shot, Toxic Spikes. Toxic and Spikes is to bait Zapdos, because Zapdos going down is huge this game. If we can get Zapdos down, that'd be awesome. So obviously Spikes baits Zapdos to come in, and then we click Toxic as it's defogging or something, and then Drain Punch, of course, and Drain Punch just for longevity and the fighting move for just a good fighting move, and then Gunk Shot. So yeah, this is the 6 we're bringing. I think I didn't name my guys, which sucks because the replay is going to show that. But yeah, these are the 6 we're bringing. So 1 second. Alright, I know I'm kind of speed running through that, but I was told that I'd take way too long doing the breakdown, so I just had to pick it up a little bit. So first things first, our logos, our images, our battle avatars aren't there, which is a little depressing. We both had our custom ones. That was what I wanted to comment on that, but now you can't see them, which is kind of annoying. First big thing I noticed is that there's no Chansey. So as soon as Latios and to an extent Excadrill are gone, you know, Raichu is clicking Psychic for free, right? It 2 kills everything on the team. After Latios is chipped and Excadrill is chipped as well. Mawile is still just as good. Garbodor we're super glad we brought Garbodor because Slurp Buff is now, you know, of course, a problem. The Venusaur is there so that we still have that option for our Zygarde WinCon, and then of course we see the Frog. So I'm thinking, okay, well the Frog is obviously Scarfed, but you'll see what happens in a second here. So looking at the lead matchup, I was thinking that, hey, I want to lead. I'm afraid of him leading his Frogadier. I don't know what I was thinking, honestly. So I think I was worried about him leading Latios. Yeah, I was worried about him leading Latios right away, because Latios is kind of an issue depending on the set. It could be Life Orb, could be Sub, could be Calm Mind, could be Dragon Dance. Like, it could be a million things. So I go ahead and I'm going to turn the music off before I start and go to dark mode, and I lead my Incineroar on his Excadrill, which is just him reading my lead matchup analysis, I'm pretty sure, right? Because I'm afraid of Latios. I go Incineroar, he goes Excadrill. I thought about going Mandibuzz, which would have been obviously the better play, but you'll see. So Drill, he switches out into Zapdos as I go into Mandibuzz here. And then I go hard Zygarde on his, I believe, U-turn. Yeah, so he reveals U-turn over Volt Switch, which is obviously the better bring. Frogadier comes out, and I think, okay, well, I gotta get out of here. So I switch into Incineroar, and I take like 1,000,000%. So I'm like, whoa, this thing is definitely Specs. So I knock off and try to knock off Specs, but I just knock off Zapdos Boots. I stay in here because I can eat this, and I get confused and punch myself, so that really sucks. He Thunderbolts, I live, and then I get to go ahead and U-turn. And then I get paralyzed, but it's fine. So Incineroar has now been whittled down to 3%. It is paralyzed. It is here exclusively to intimidate. Zygarde comes in here, and I'm attempting to bait in the Venusaur right away and just get this win ASAP. So I go ahead and click block, as he actually clicks Roost here, which is interesting, because if I'm any sort of like offensive Life Orb, 1,000 arrows, he just lost his Zapdos there, which really would have sucked for him. So I block, and then I Dragon Dance, and then, yeah, actually that play was awesome, to be honest, if it was reading it at least, because if I'm like Life Orb, 1,000 arrows, he just straight up loses his Zapdos there, and then my game is like 10 times easier. But he's gonna go ahead and just go into Slurp Off. I'm at +1, and I do the calcs, and I'm thinking, okay, well, if this is the belly jump set, 1,000 arrows does over 50% here, and he won't be able to belly jump. If he wants to attack right now at full HP, I'll be down to like 50%, which is bad, but it's not horrible. So I opt to just stay in 1,000 arrows to potentially stop the belly drum. And then he reveals obviously that he has lots of HP, which means Wish. So Wish comes off here. He's physically defensive Wish, so I'm like, all right, I gotta get out of here. I go Garbodor on the Draining Kiss, and he gets his Wish back. I heal back up to 99, and I go ahead and I believe I click Spikes right away. Yeah, so I get my first layer of spikes up. Obviously, now thinking, okay, well, this is clearly the rapid spinner now. So I go into Mandibuzz to defog, or actually go to foul play, but then he sets rocks. And after defog, he toxics me. He sets rocks again, and I go ahead and foul play, and that does 0%. So I'm like, whoa, he's physically defensive. That sucks for me because that means Mawmile's job is a little bit harder. So he's physically defensive now. He goes into Zapdos. I believe I switch into Incineroar just to sack it. Just because I do. And I go Mawile now because Mawile is, I look at his set, he's no longer Heat Wave, so I'm not really worried about, getting crit Heat Wave or something. I go Mawile, and I should have Swords Danced here, but I think I just clicked Play Rough. So he brings in Excadrill here, and I go to Play Rough, and I'm thinking, okay, well, he's living. This is where I make like my first play. So he is living right now. He could Earthquake me, but at this point he's like I'm like close to dying to 2 Iron Heads right now with my Mandibuzz. I haven't revealed Boots yet, and I'm thinking he brings this in. I need this Mawile. Okay, so here's what I was thinking. I was thinking he thinks I need this Mawile to win, because I do. Without Mawile, I have a really hard time breaking this team down. So switching out by me is like a reasonable play. It's the quote-unquote best play. So I'm looking at his last 2 slots. I'm thinking, okay, well, he could be Spin Earthquake, or he could be Iron Head Earthquake. He doesn't have defog on his Zapdos, so I'm thinking maybe he just doesn't have removal, and he's betting on me to take care of the removal side of things, or he just doesn't care about removal, which is, I guess, possible, especially because this thing's defensive. Maybe this, that, the other thing, you never know. So I go ahead and I click Sucker Punch here, and I think, okay, well, he's not going to click Earthquake if I'm going to Mandibuzz, and he Iron Head, which is great for me. So now we get what we wanted. So Drill is at 10%, which means Psychic kills it indefinitely, like it's like OHKOing it. So now Latios is the only thing we need to chip down for a Raichu endgame, and we still have our Mawile, which is awesome. So we Sucker Punch again. He just Toxic. I'm really not afraid of anything. I can sit here and click Sucker Punch a million times. On the third one, I knew he was gonna. I always think it's the 2-2, and it's the 1-2, and then you click the move. So Sucker, and then he clicks a real move. So I just Sucker again. I really had no reason not to do anything but that. I go Zygarde on the Venusaur here because Zygarde can pretty much just wall Venusaur, especially the Earth Power. It does 0%. I click Block again because I'm stupid. I should have just doubled into Garbodor, but I got antsy thinking he would stay in, trying to predict me. I overpredict there. So he goes into Slurpuff. He wishes up, but I'm not really worried about Wish getting anything, so I just click Toxic. Everything on his team can get Toxic now except for the Venusaur. I Toxic his Latios, and he does reveal Calm Mind, which is awesome because now this thing is on a timer, and I'm really worried about Latios. At the end of the day, eventually this Latios will die, and we love that. Right now, +1 Draco Meteor, we live. So he goes ahead and clicks Dragon Pulse. I foul play him, which would have killed with Toxic, but he's Cobra Berry. Then I let Mandibuzz die here because Mandibuzz really at this point is only checking the Latios. It doesn't beat Venusaur, doesn't beat Frogadier, doesn't beat Slurpuff, doesn't beat Zapdos. So I let it die just to get Latios down. I bring in Mawile here just to click Sucker Punch. He reveals that he's Recover, but eventually, like I said, Toxic is just going to bring him down next turn, so there's nothing wrong with me clicking Sucker Punch here. He goes into Zapdos here, which will kill me with Thunderbolt, so I swap out into Zygarde on the U-turn. I should have Swords Danced again, of course, but I'm an idiot. Frogadier comes out, and I'm thinking, okay, well, this is pretty bad. I need Raichu because that's my win con right now. I need Mawile because Mawile's good. I could go hard Mawile, but I die to 2 Specs Ice Beams, and Garbodor dies to 2 Specs anything. So I think, okay, well, Zygarde has to go down here to this Ice Beam. So I let Zygarde die because I need everything else. And now we're in a pretty bad position, right? It's 3 to 5 basically, and he has most of his guys at full, except that Latios, which is now in range of Psychic. So I send him on. Well, I know this thing is choice locked, so it has no other choice but to Ice Beam me or switch out. It switches out here on my Swords Dance. At this point, I have 2 Sucker Punches left, and this is another 50-50. So he can either click Mystical Fire here or Recover. Either way, it's objectively, like, there's no bad play for him, right? If he clicks Hidden Power Fire, or he clicks Mystical Fire, and I don't Sucker Punch, predicting him to recover is great for him, right? If he clicks recover on my sucker punch to stall out my last 2 sucker punches, it's still great for him. My thought process here was, if I set up another Swords Dance, he loses straight up. So I'm just going to go ahead and click Sucker Punch, and he ends up attacking. So we get that 50-50 correct, which is awesome. Venusaur comes out here, and I believe he checked after that this was a speed tie. So we're now entering a speed tie here, which is the ultimate 50-50. So let's look at Venusaur. Let's say Mega Venusaur, and then my custom set of my Mawile, and let's switch to a better view. So as you can see here, I don't know if you can see, but the speed here, assuming he is 0 speed 0, which he was, I think he was running 4. No, he had to be running 8 speed. So assuming he was running 8 speed, it was a speed tie. If he was not running 8 speed, it wasn't a speed tie. Why can't you guys see that? Okay, cool. So he has to be running 8 speed to speed tie me. Anything less than that, I win the speed tie, or it's not even a speed tie at that point. So we are at +2. I have not revealed my special Psychic Fang, so I go ahead and click Psychic Fang and drop the Venusaur right away. And now we're in a much more better position, because look at this. As soon as Zapdos gets chipped down, these other 2 guys get 2-hit KO'd, or Frogadier gets O-KO'd by Psychic, and then Slurpuff gets 2-hit KO'd by Psychic. So Zapdos comes in here, I Sucker Punch on the Thunderbolt to bring this thing in range of Psychic, and then I send out my Raichu. So Raichu is now set up in a position to win. It takes rocks damage. Zapdos goes down. He sends out Slurpuff here. I go ahead and Psychic the Slurpuff on a Wish, I believe. So he's either going to Protect here, or he's going to let this die for Frogadier. That kills it. Now Frogadier is, of course, Specs here. He goes ahead and clicks Scald, which brings me down to 47, but not enough to kill me. And Raichu is going to pick up the win. So that is going to be the... People saying Ice Beam killed it. I think it might have. I think it did. If you clicked Ice Beam, I think I might have lost. Either way, I was a really good game. Like, I almost got clowned several times this game by Jake, and he prepped like in 30 minutes. He was insane. So big shout out to Jake. He's obviously like one of the best players in this league. He's going toe to toe. He's now gonna be 4-2. But that's still like way better than my 3-3. Like that's awesome. And he's been playing against, like, he was a replacement, right? Like, it's not even his original team. So yeah, Jake's just doing awesome. And best of luck to you, Jake, in the playoff race and in the playoffs, because I'm pretty sure you're at least close to locked, right? I think if you win one more game, you're locked. No. But yeah, that is going to be it for week 6. We go 3-3 with our boy Keenan. We battle Keenan next week. But that is going to be it from me this week. Goodbye. God bless and have a great day.